whenever you're ready.
Okay, now this is a German 2.5 litre can, and you'll see considerably higher than the British one, but narrower. However, it can therefore take almost the whole dog food can, 1.25 litre dog food can. And here you see there are little holes round the side there, but not in the bottom. And there are no holes in the side of the of the outer can either. But it is very well insulated, just like I was saying before. It's insulated inside and outside. It's intended for use with a fan. So this is like Dave Lello's designs, and like Mimimoto and many of them. They blow air into the whole stove so that it goes both in between it goes in between the inner and outer can, and there is some air which gets into the inner can through the holes round the edge of the bottom. And I have used slots, and sometimes I've opened and closed the slots, sometimes I've put bits of fire cement over them to close them up more. I've been experimenting with that. And there may be somewhere a pilot hole. There's a pilot hole as well. So, the big difference with this is that I can blow air not only into the inner part, but also into the secondary air, both primary and secondary air. Now that sounds good, but there is a problem, I think, because when you do it, you have no control over the ratio of primary to secondary air. So you have to mess about with hole sizes and to get the thing to behave properly with the right mix of secondary air to complete the burning. And that mix will vary for every kind of fuel that you put in. So unless you say, I'm only going to use pellets and I'm going to optimize it for pellets, you find that the results are somewhat erratic depending on the fuel. However, it is a nice design, and there's more room in it, and at the bottom, because this is actually suspended, this doesn't sit on the bottom now, it's suspended from the outer can. Therefore, the fierce heat that you get and need that insulating gasket, you need the insulating gasket on these ones, as it does go right onto the base. That is not a problem. The base of this is just made out of a bit of sort of vinyl floor covering, and then I put some rubber over it, and that newspaper you see on it I had because I didn't want the rubber to stick to something flat. But that's all it is, and the heat that is transferred to the base is far, far lower because of it being a suspended inner can. So I think that's probably about all. You cannot make the you cannot lift the whole thing off, because that when it's together is all one unit. Hang on while I get the lid. This is the lid I've used. So in order to fill it, you have to take that off, fill it, light it, and put it on. Whereas with these ones, you can fill that, and bring it along, and put it on, and then you can put an outer can on top, and take the outer can away, and you can have this as part of the outer can if you want. That can be all made as one unit. So there are implications as to how you use it and the way you fill it. Anyway, that's I think the stopping point for this story. I have some diagrams which we can do in another video, which are really starting points for making another design.